I remember going to the movie theaters. Right at the end, there's always a cliffhanger, literally. And it always ends on one of those, and it's like, boom. Hey everybody, Sir Topher here. Today, I want to dig into one of my favorite trilogies, The Hobbit. I love these movies. I love the sense of adventure. They inspire me to be courageous and to go on a journey. So today I want to analyze and dissect something in this story that I find really convicting, and it kind of came to me in prayer. So in storytelling, like we talked about in the last episode with Spider-Man, you have something called the inciting incident. It's the thing that happens to the character that pushes them into their adventure. After that moment, new information is revealed to the hero, and the character learns about a dragon or a conflict. I like saying dragon as a conflict, but there's a problem that needs to be faced. A goal is then set in motion. In that moment, this moment here is called the call to adventure. We see this in The Hobbit when the dwarves and Gandalf come to Bilbo's Hobbit hole house. This is the inciting incident. These dwarves show up completely outside of Bilbo's control, and they set up a meeting about reclaiming their homeland. Now, this information comes to Bilbo, and he's faced with a decision. Does he go on the adventure and help reclaim the mountain, or does he stay at home where everything is safe and comfortable? I love this moment because I think we all face that same decision. And honestly, that's what good movies are supposed to do. Stories are supposed to awaken something inside of us. And I really loved what Pope Leo said in one of his recent writings. He says, "Cinema is much more than just a screen. It is an intersection of desires, memories, and questions. It is a sensory journey in which light pierces the darkness and words meet silence. As the plot unfolds, our mind is educated, our imagination broadens, and even pain can find new meaning." This story in The Hobbit, there is a much older story that echoes the same journey. And that story is Moses and the Israelites. You might be thinking, what does Moses and the Israelites have to do with The Hobbit? Well, just like Bilbo is called out of Hobbiton, the Israelites are called out of Egypt through Moses. And Gandalf helps set the adventure in motion for Bilbo, just like God does through Moses. So the Israelites know they are enslaved. They know Egypt isn't their true home. But even then, they struggle with leaving. They face the temptation to stay where it's comfortable, even if the comfort is slavery. So Moses leads the Israelites out of Egypt. They begin the journey, and the journey is hard, and they experience thirst. They experience hunger. They experience hardships of intense travel. So I like thinking, imagine leaving everything you knew, and now you're wandering through the wilderness trying to find your new homeland. If I'm being honest, that would be really hard for me. And it would be hard for me to trust God through all of that. I think that's one of the reasons why Moses wrote down this journey, to be real about the struggle that we all face in our lives of trusting God. So after many moments of murmuring, after the people constantly beg God for things to satisfy their earthly desires, God tells Moses to send out spies. This is where it gets interesting. Moses sends out 12 leaders from the tribes of Israel to go spy out the land. They scout the land for 40 days. When they return, they report that the land was truly filled with milk and honey. At first, this all sounds really good for them. But then they begin continuing the conversation, and they say that this land is very occupied and is very strong and well fortified by a strong people, and that there is no way that they will be able to take the land. And because of that, there's a lot of more of murmuring from the people. So this is what I love about how does this relate to The Hobbit? The Hobbit reflects this same kind of journey. You have 13 dwarves who set out searching for their homeland, their mountain, trying to reclaim what was lost, their promised land. They're trying to find their promised land. And then you have the 12 tribes of Israel. Both groups are searching for their promised land. Let's zoom out even a little further. We once had a garden. We had the original promised land, the Garden of Eden, but it was taken away from a dragon by the serpent because of the fall of sin, because of the desire that we want to be our own gods, because of the temptation to grasp the crown jewel that was not ours to take. And in The Hobbit, that theme appears again. The dwarves lost their homeland to a dragon of greed. And why did the dragon come? Because of the king's obsession with riches and power. It was through sin that the dragon came and took the land. In The Hobbit, Bilbo, he wants to turn back. But the point of the story is to not go back. And Bilbo doesn't. The point of the story is to face the dragon. That's the whole journey. To go out, fight the dragon, and reclaim the homeland. And ultimately, this is what I love about this, that is exactly what our mission is too. That is exactly what Christ has done for us. Jesus has gone out and fought the dragon. He has defeated sin and death, and he has regained the homeland for us. That's good news. Now, the enemy has not been completely destroyed, and this is explained really well by Acts 29. They made a video series called The Rescue Project, and Father John Ricardo, he says, the enemy has been defeated, but not fully destroyed. That day will come. For now, Christ has bound the strong man, Satan and his minions. Christ has given us power. And because of that, we now have the ability and the call to adventure, to reclaim territory, to join the battle with Jesus. So God didn't create us to shove us out of the way so he could take care of everything himself. He wants to have us join the story, join the adventure. We are called to be disciples as dragon slayers, to reclaim ground for Christ. We are called to plant the flag of Christ. We are called to be salt of the earth, enriching everywhere we go. Well, this is the question I want to ask everyone. Will we stay in our hobbit hole, or will we answer the call to adventure? And until next time, stay holy and slay dragons.
Walking through the silence and shadows stretching across the land. Whispers riding desert wind, calling out the fight.